few months ago, I did a video on low volume practicing, and I showcased the Aquarian super pads because they're a great option. You don't have to change the head. With the mesh heads, you have to change the head. These you just nest over. If you're in an apartment environment, if you're teaching and you need to talk over the student playing, if you've got to play while people are sleeping, if you've got neighbors that don't like it. So there's a lot of uses for the Aquarian super pads. They can also be used just as drum pads. But the question came up, well, what do we use for cymbals? And up until now, there's not really been a great option. Okay, but Zildjian has fixed that. This is probably my favorite innovation in cymbal making in quite some time. These are called the Zildjian L80 low volume cymbals. So you can check these out. They've got a ton of holes in them, like thousands of holes. And what that does is that reduces the volume of the cymbal by 80%. Okay, and I've got a clip that I'm going to show you that I shot earlier at my house. I had Kelly playing the drums for me. You'll be blown away by her rhythmic prowess. But I had her playing the drums, and I just went to different parts of the house to film and go, okay, hey, this is what it actually sounds like inside the house. But if you are looking for a low volume solution for cymbals, these are fantastic because they have the natural rebound of a cymbal. They also have a great tone. Now, if you're familiar with the Gen 16 cymbals that Zildjian put out, these have a similar layout, but they are different. They were made specifically for tone and for feel. Okay, so when I'm hitting them, I'm going to get a good tone at low volume, and I've also got a pretty good bell sound for what the cymbal is. They are practice cymbals. They can be used in low volume playing situations if you need to. You can also use them as stackers. I've stacked several of these, and they sound really great. So if you've got a student and they're playing, you can now use this, and you can talk over what's going on while they're doing it. So it eliminates you having to yell over the student. If you're practicing in an apartment, if you have neighbors, or if the only time you have to practice is when people are asleep. This is a great, I could practice these while my whole family slept, and it wouldn't bother them a bit. And you'll see that in the video clip, like how low volume they are. Also, like the hi-hats, they've got a real crisp tone, they've got a good slosh tone, and you can get that articulation that you want from a cymbal. So if you're playing a lighter song, or you're trying to actually work on your intonation, your articulation, you could still do that, all right? So up until now, that really hasn't been an option. And there's not many things that come along that I'm just like floored by, but I love these cymbals. I love them for teaching because I don't have to yell. I also love them for playing at low volumes whenever I want to. I don't use them on low volume gigs. I would rather just adjust my playing to those volumes. But whenever I need to be quiet in the house and I'm still wanting to get some practice in, these are a perfect solution. You can pick them up in a box set. This is the 18-inch, the 16-inch crash, and I believe these are 14-inch hi-hats. They also come in another configuration, I think, just hi-hat and crash if you want that. So you've been asking, these are the L80s. These are what they sound like. They truly do reduce the sound by about 80%. You really can talk over them. I posted a NAMM video and several were you like, that was horrible, and it was. NAMM is the worst place to showcase a low volume cymbal because NAMM is the loudest place on earth. It's been measured. It's official. It's the loudest place on earth. But now you can kind of see what these are, how they're made, and you can pick them up at your local guitar center or music store. You can also get them online. But if I suggest getting anything, if you live in an apartment and need to practice, I would suggest getting these for the cymbals. Paired with the Aquarian super pads, can't beat it. So hopefully that helps a few of you make a decision. This is actually in my house. This is outside my practice room. So the hottest is in there blowing you away with her rhythmic prowess, but she's just demoing exactly what these sound like. So this is directly outside the door. It's not that loud. This is in the kitchen. This is roughly 20 feet away from where she's playing. Let's see what all we can hear. Really can't hear anything at all. This is upstairs in the house. This is directly above the practice room. Okay, so let's see what we can hear. I can't hear. I can't hear anything. I can hear a little bit of stuff coming from the stairwell, but that's about it. I mean, you can't hear any cymbals. So these things are like drop dead amazing.